Hi
Greetings.
from the Penthouse podcast lair.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fan-fucking-tastic.
Fan-fucking-tastic. This is a special edition of the Super Media Bros podcast. I am Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okami.
If you haven't read the title of this episode, you've got questions?
We've got answers.
This is a Q&A episode. Fucking finally!
I know, it took us how long to do this?
I'm kind of ashamed to admit how long it fucking took us to do this.
Like a month?
Yes and no. Like, I put out feelers for like, hey, would anybody like a Q&A? And then like nothing. And then I was just like, well, I guess not. Fuck. And then lo and behold, like a month ago, I was just like, hey, I think we're going to try to do a Q&A episode. And then we got some questions.
And now we have answers.
That's right.
Or we might. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends. We thank you guys for sending these in. Also, everybody that sent in a question got a fucking sticker. Or will be getting a sticker.
Yeah.
So, if you have not gotten one, and your question has made it onto this, fucking message us, and we will send you a sticker.
We'll slap it on you. Like flex tape.
That's a lot of damage!
That's a lot of questions.
That's a lot of questions. Now watch me use this Super Media Bros podcast sticker to put it back together.
I'd solve this podcast in half.
Just, I sawed this bro in half.
Bro. With bro tape.
I guess we shall get into these questions.
I guess. Not sure.
All right. So the first question is a two-parter because there are a couple of them from the same guy.
Okay.
At Yellowhammer from Instagram asks, with Jared Leto taking over the role of Morbius, does that end his run as the Joker?
I don't think so. Mainly because it was just like a small introduction when he was just shown on screen for what little time he had. So I think there's more at stake or more at foot than we originally thought. So I don't really think this is going to end his career as the Joker right now until they at least do maybe more elaboration on the character as either a more focused, story focused on him or more of like kind of like with the Suicide Squad, but more screen time, basically, with another film.
Yeah, because there's already plans in place to do a Joker film with Jared Leto. Also, I mean, this wouldn't really be the first time we've seen somebody from Marvel swap over to DC or vice versa. I mean, granted, it would be probably one of the times where it's like, oh, somebody's playing a DC character concurrently with a Marvel character, but I don't know. I don't think it, like you said, I agree. I don't think it's going to end his run as the Joker, if anything. Because, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, the casting of Joaquin Phoenix to play the Joker in the DC Dark, or whatever they're going to call it, to play the Joker, that's not even ending his run as the Joker. Even though it's a separate, like, standalone film in a different, like, area.
All right.
So, to answer that question, I don't think so.
Same.
And the second one is, it seems Sony is building a Spider-Verse. Could they do a Spider-Gwen series since they own the rights to Gwen Stacy?
They have to. Like, that's not even a question to me. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Gwen and Gwen Stacy in general, so if Sony doesn't, then they're really just dropping the ball, like, in general.
See, I agree, and to a certain extent, that is if we do officially get confirmation that Sony owns the rights, because this is the weird part with the Spider-Man franchise and Sony and the Marvel deal. Marvel has like rights to certain characters. Gwen Stacy is one of those characters that is like kind of flip-flopped. Like, you could have her in the MCU, but if Sony, and they very well could just pull their own weight and be like, okay, we actually need a fucking hero for this universe, because we're getting a lot, because they're going to do a Kraven the Hunter film. It was just announced recently that they're trying to do a Kraven the Hunter solo film. We would need technically a hero, because according to Sony, the Venom film is kind of adjunct to the MCU, meaning that if at any moment they decide, they can cross that shit over if they want. But, if they decide to keep it away, I think it would be fucking awesome to see a Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen even be like the hero of that universe.
On the Sony side, yeah.
I think that would be really interesting. So to answer that question, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Do you have anything on your side of the table, sir?
We have here at Mystic_lol.
LOL
Ask, what are your dream music collaborations from any genre, any time period?
Fuck. How loaded did you make that question, sir? Because that is a loaded fucking question.
I mean, I already know my answer to it because I've already spouted this for like many, many, many months. Chromeo and Daft Punk, like heavily, they're so similar in so many ways that there's literally no reason why they shouldn't collab at this point. Granted, Daft Punk is very selective, I guess, when it comes to who they work with, but they do, like I said, they do so much like similar work in general. I don't see why they wouldn't at this point. I think it just has to be upon, I guess, Dave and P to reach out to the guys and be like, hey, we would like to do something with you, and we have this kind of, beat with it, or this rhythm or this style that we want to try. And they're like, yeah, let's do it. But
that honestly is one of my dream collaborations as well. Like Daft Punk and Chromeo, like you said, that would be, for me, as far as that genre of music, would be the end all be all. Like, just fucking do it already.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like, God, my music, everything goes literally all over the map. From any time period, any genre, that is really like, that's very difficult to just like narrow
pinpoint.
Down. Yeah, it really fucking is. I'm gonna try to give like a decent answer because, like I said, I could answer this question off the top of my head and then later on I'd be like, well, I probably should have fucking said this because blah blah blah.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna throw it way the fuck back, like really way the fuck back. Okay, Led Zeppelin, obviously. I would have liked to have seen Led Zeppelin maybe like do something with Black Sabbath, like in a way. Like, cause you know how Black Sabbath had like that more, like they were like kind of like the godfathers of heavy metal, and so were Led Zeppelin. And when I say Led Zeppelin and Sabbath, I mean like I would like to have seen what Robert Plant could have done with like Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, like vocally, because at one point they had Ronnie James Dio like doing lead vocals for them, and I fucking love Dio. But as far as like something from the past, I would like to have seen maybe like Robert Plant do something, which is, I know that's so fucking far-fetched, but again, this is like any time period, any genre, would love to have seen something like that happen. Now, I typically go more towards late 70s and 80s, like rock music and shit like that. I honestly can tell you that my dream collaboration as far as a rock musician had already happened in the 80s when Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen, because like Hagar is one of my favorite frontmen, vocalists of all time, and Van Halen is by far one of my favorite bands.
Mm.
So there you go.
See, you gave me an idea too, like with Robert Plant, and just Robert Plant by himself. Just think about this. Him either with three artists that came to mind whenever I thought about it. Him and Gary Clark Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have that very bluesy kind of feel to each other, and they would have that powerful vocal lead with Robert. I think that would be really spot on with the two of them. Robert with Black Keys.
That would be kind of cool.
Because that'd be interesting. Especially with how Dan, how he has that kind of feel to his vocals as well. I think they would do some really good work. Or Robert with Alabama Shakes.
See, that's because didn't he do a project with Alison Krauss? Mm-hmm. It was real like bluegrassy or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
See, because he's older now, so he's got that kind of crooner, like, not really crooner, but he's got, like, the rasp to it.
The rasp.
More of it, even, Yeah, dude, like, there's... Okay. I've got one. I've let you listen to, the Paranoia Agent soundtrack, or, like, Paprika soundtrack, not Katsuhiro, listen to me. Susumu Hirasawa, like, his, like, electronic style... He's got, like, this really odd, like, just out there fucking style. Like, it's really rooted in, like, J and K-pop, but he's more, he uses more of, like, he uses, like, a lot of Vocaloid work in his shit. I'd like to, like, see work like that done with, like, an electronic artist of, like, Not like Daft Punk, because like Daft Punk has more like a funk based,
like a French house.
Yeah, and maybe like actually I'll throw you one better. That guy and Trent Reznor put their production styles together, and they'd probably come up with something really fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So
that would be interesting.
So that's mine. Like, if you have to, like, pull from any era, any genre, like, not just any era and genre, but two completely culturally different people, put those fuckers together.
Taste it, basically, and, go from there.
Yes.
It's like, what do you like? What do you like? Oh, we'll put this together.
Fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have, at Betcha It's Petch on Instagram, asks, as there's two of them.
Twofer.
What is each of your favorite, quote, bad movies of all time? Hard mode, you cannot say movies like The Room or the Samurai Cop films.
Loaded question.
I already know my answer to this one.
Well, why don't you go ahead?
All right. So, there is a movie that came out in 1988, directed by Leo Fong, called Hawkeye. Now, it wasn't originally called Hawkeye. It was called Karate Cops. This movie I love so fucking much because you've got the two buddy guys. It's a buddy cop movie, obviously. But the one guy is basically like discount Eddie Murphy from Beverly Hills Cop. And the guy is obviously like Asian, but he's from Texas, and they make mention that he's from fucking Texas every chance they get in this movie. But my point about this one is, like, the chemistry between the two of them is just so fucking great. Like, the movie is just fucking cheesy as all get out. It's a good movie, but it's actually very, like, terrible in the eyes of a lot of people. But it's basically Rush Hour before Rush Hour fucking happened.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning
it's fucking
that.
Hilarious. Like, legit hilarious. Like, it wasn't like, oh, haha, this is so bad. Like, they would crack joke one-liners between each other, and I'm just like, this is fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody just, like, release a lion out there?
Sound like a revving engine.
But yeah, Hawkeye from 1988. That is probably, like, one of my favorite bad movies of all time.
I mean, this is more of bad by, general standards, not just for, like, the whole movie is terrible for, like, numerous reasons, but people just didn't like it for comparable reasons. I actually have a guilty pleasure with Godzilla 2000.
Oh, the Toho release?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit.
And it baffles me because I've watched that as a kid over and over again, and I drew so much fascination with how they portrayed Godzilla and, what the scenario was here, but just everybody hashed on it so damn much to the point where it was like they don't even want to consider it a film that would be recognizable. But I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I liked how, like I said, they stylized Godzilla. I like more of the horror aspect where they're in the I guess the auditorium or the stadium or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they were trying to basically, like, okay, kill off all the babies, and it's like, no, there's more than just like a couple. It's like a couple hundred. So it's like, what do we do now? Like, I liked certain aspects of it that made it seem memorable to me, and it was like a guilty pleasure because everybody hates it, but I don't,
Yeah. Wait, I'm thinking. Wait, I'm trying to think. You're talking about Are you talking about the American Godzilla? Oh no, that's okay. Because there's a Godzilla 2000 that was a Toho release, and then there's that Godzilla I think is from 1998.
Oh yeah, whatever you want to call it.
The one with Matthew Broderick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody shits all over that one. But like, I'll be honest too. As a child, oh god, that was like, take me to fucking see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Let me buy the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Let me hear that Puff Daddy song
Come with me.
that ripped off Led Zeppelin.
I know. I think that's what drew me too. Was like it was a Led Zeppelin like cover basically, or a rip off.
Cashmere. Fun fact: the song he sampled is from my favorite Led Zeppelin album, Physical Graffiti. Come with me. Come with me with an F.
With the puff.
The puff with me. And the second question is, where did your quote on-air names come from?
Oh, with me, I think it's like more of a self-made thing because I'm a natural wolf enthusiast, and I wanted to be something different than just like wolf or lichen. It was like, what can I do to make this more like stylized towards me? So why not just do the Japanese interpretation of it? And it sounds cool. But mine was more of like a tag of Okami of War. And I just basically like, well, this sounds easier to say, just say Okami. So
true. Mine, back in, I'm trying to think what year it was, in 2007 or 8, I started a musical, well, not really a musical project as far as like full blown, but a friend of mine, Bram, started a project with me, like just kind of a writing thingy, and musically. So a few years later, we were deciding like, oh hey, let's like actually like do something with these songs, and me and him were gonna just record them on our own, and we named that band Midnight Agent. And I had come up with the name, and I had given like, because there were several different definitions for those, like agent being like a drug, and the fact that he and I always would work on music after hours. So like that was a play on like music is our drug. So when it came time to make the Facebook page and the Twitter accounts and like basically the social media at the time, 2011, we wanted to make it kind of cryptic looking. So we took a lot of the vowels out of the name, and it was just MdntAgnt. And our Twitter handles were going to be like Midnight Agent, whatever he wanted to decide, and Raw, which are my initials to my name. So that's where Midnight Agent Raw came from. And I liked the Twitter handle, and I've had the Twitter handle for I've had that Twitter handle since 2011, and it's literally like all over my entire social media. So I figured, well, I'm not going to fucking change it. So this name sounds fine. I'm going to use it.
See, mine's not nearly as interesting. I sound so boring whenever I'm like, oh yeah, it's just I like wolves. And you're like, well, there's a whole story behind it.
Well, I mean, no.
Let me tell you about it.
Let me tell you about this bullshit. But no, really, like, and again, it's also, how do I put this? Like, I didn't want to have like a typical ass, like, and I know you feel the same way too. I didn't want to have like some fucking typical ass name. Like, I don't fucking know what they do around anymore. I barely listen to actual fucking radio anymore. I just know whenever I was growing up and I was listening to radio and people had these like really stupid fucking disc jockey names, I was like, God, I don't ever want to be like that.
Like Candy. Hey, it's Candy. Like, there's nothing original about it. It's just simple.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. And I mean, like, I don't even know if there's anybody that has done this, but like, there's the Crazy Cajun or some shit. And I'm just like, how fucking like redundant and simple. Like, I don't know. But I mean, I'm not saying mine is any fucking better, but I just know that
there was more thought behind it than just like Crazy Cajun.
Yeah, that's
that works.
Right? So that is where Cody and come up with his name, and that's where I'd come up with my name. You're welcome.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not very enthusiastic about mine. It's just anyway.
No, dude, shit. Everybody got a story. God damn it.
Mine's very small. So the next one is from the Mr. Adam Robbins from Portland, Oregon.
What's up, buddy?
How are you, sir? It's another twofer.
Okay.
First one is, which superpower would you rather have out of these? Flying, invisibility, teleportation, or knowledge of all cheat codes?
Invisibility. Hands down invisibility. I'm such a fucking prankster. Like, dude, I would fuck with so many people doing that shit.
I think with me, it would be flying. I don't know. I'm weird about that. Like, just being able to, like, not really say fly long distance, but like being able to maybe jump long distances, like have that ability to like be more agile or to take off long distances. I kind of like that, just that freedom of just like and just going.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I think flying or just like being able to have like that power to move like that swiftly would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be cool. And I think, like, if as far as like a superhero term, like invisibility, it's like, oh god, if there was like a hostage situation, I could just like move in without being fucking seen and thwart the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Now, would it be to the point where you have to have no clothes to be completely invisible, or you're just invisible in general? Because I know they had some movies where, like, the Invisible Man, he had to wear nothing in order to be invisible. Otherwise, he would show like the physical form.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, I'd walk around ass fucking naked. I wouldn't give a shit. It'd be fucking hilarious. Like, nobody'd be looking at me anyway, but it would just be hilarious because if, I had a power to, like, snap it on or snap it off, it would be goddamn hilarious if, like, oh, you sound familiar. Or, like, if somebody just happened to know it was me, like, or they found out it was me, be like, yeah, I was naked when I did that.
When I tapped you on the shoulder, I was nude.
I was tapping you on the shoulder with my dick. My dick.
Pow. Kapow.
Ka-chow.
Okay. So that was pretty cool. The second part of that is, which power would you rather have that was not mentioned?
Oh, absolutely, positively telekinesis and all that shit. Pretty much, I would love to have the exact power that Tetsuo had in Akira.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could fly, you could fucking bend reality, sort of. You could control shit with your fucking mind.
That'd be pretty neat.
Because, I mean, he flies anyway, so it's like, shit, you get a few powers with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, fuck yeah.
I think with me, it would either be manipulation of fire or darkness.
Fucking A!
Because I've always had this story in my mind a couple years ago, more of like a shadow agent, basically. But it was more, he controlled like the shadows, like how they would maneuver, how they would manipulate, and then he can make it form like actual figures. He can use it to like attack, or he can use it to shield himself or whatever. So I think it's not really like a necromancer or anything like that, but more of like a shadow agent, controller of the shadows, of the darkness, stuff like that. Or like I said, more manipulation of fire, because I'm a natural Aries, and apparently we're all hotheads in general. Yeah. But I like fire in general, so just burn shit.
Fuck yeah. Burn that shit.
Pyrokinesis, or whatever you want to call it.
And now, to this son of a bitch. Devin, you motherfucker. He just had to send one in for us. But you know what?
You know he was going to.
Oh, yeah, you knew he was
going to. There was no denying that. And
it
reads.
Right, and Devin reads, or asks, do either of you eat booty?
When do I not?
Like groceries.
But be careful, because, we're going to need IDs in order to do that pretty soon.
This is true.
Let me see your ID to eat the booty. Okay.
Uh-huh. So that was a short and sweet answer.
I think everybody's expecting more of elaboration. It's like, why would you eat booty? It's like, well,
we have to get to the bottom of this.
ASAP. But yeah, like, you can't get any more descriptive of that.
Yeah.
There's no better feeling than to hear your person going, oh my God, do it right there, and just lick their butthole. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And if you haven't tried it, you need to, and you're probably lying to yourself. You're denying yourself, like, some really good enjoyment, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's right. Agreed.
Ass.
Ass.
This one's not as much of a dickery question as Mr. Como. But at Hope is Hollywood asks, do you even bro?
Every fucking day.
We fucking wake up, we're bro. We go to bed, we bro. Like,
we wake up and piss excellence.
Basically.
This is a fact.
We're bro-tastic, we're bro-delicious. I mean, come on. Do you even, like, that's my question to you, Hope. Do you even bro?
Do you even hoe? Motherfucker.
I'm not going to go there because you know her better than I do.
I'm just saying, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
Because I had to.
I would hope she can bro.
She totally can bro.
I know. I would hope.
Exactly. I was going to say, the show has bro in it. Mr. Han Brolo is sitting across from me.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, bro.
Like,
that's literally, we speak bro-inese here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Very good question, though.
Yes, thank you so much.
Very excellent.
That's not sarcasm.
No, it's not.
All right, guys. We have the final question.
Dun, dun, dun.
And this is a fucking good question. Not that all of our questions weren't good, but dude, if any of our like dedicated listeners out there have made it this far, you'll understand why. At Chelsea Shells on Instagram asks, will y'all ever try to get Mike Tyson onto the show?
If he ain't a pussy.
Do you dare accept
Pussy.
the invitation, Mr. Tyson, to come on to the Super Media Bros podcast?
Well, he needs to come out of the coma first. He's still knocked out.
For those of you that may have just tuned in, and this is your first fucking episode, which if it's your first episode, like...
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. So, long story short, we punch Mike Tyson out at the start of almost every fucking episode.
I.e., I do.
Yeah. Just by association.
I may look skinny, but I can knock a bitch out.
That's right. Yeah. I
Sidetrack.
No, straight up, and this is all kidding aside, I would abso-fucking-lutely love to have Mike Tyson on this fucking show. I don't know how it would fucking go, or if he would even, like, get in on the fucking, like, the continuity of it all, but...
It would be sweet.
Too sweet.
Too sweet. Too smooth.
Too smooth. Hey guys, this is Mike Tyson. Stop it.
Get some help.
Get some health.
Some health.
Yeah, some health. Smoothie. It reminded me of, like, I don't know why my brain just went, oh my god, I want a smoothie so fucking bad. And just stop it. Get some health. Dude, how fucking funny would that be in, like, fucking, like, any of the Legend of Zelda games where the old dude isn't like, it's dangerous to go alone. Here, take this. He's like, he offers up, like, some fucking heart refills. He's like, stop it. Get some health.
Mm-hmm. Some smoothies.
Mario Bros. throws the fucking mushroom into the blender. He makes like a mushroom smoothie.
We're gonna make us a smoothie.
Make us a smoothie.
Wahoo!
Not a movie. That one failed big time.
But the piece of shit.
The piece of shit.
Oh no.
Oh no! Somebody touched my spaghetti.
That was me slapping my forehead.
Speaking of Mario Brothers and spaghetti, have you seen the video where it was god damn it, and I feel bad I can't remember the guy that played Luigi, but Captain Lou Albano, legendary World Wrestling Federation manager and had played Mario in the live action intro to the old Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Mm-hmm.
There is an episode where they're talking to each other. Luigi's got a fucking noodle, like a spaghetti noodle, on his fucking overalls. And then, Mario just like, and you've got a piece of spaghetti on your shirt. Oh, fuck you, Luigi. I'm sorry, Luigi, like, takes it off of Mario. He's got a piece of spaghetti on your shirt. Oh, well, fuck you, Luigi.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking love that shit.
I still love that series.
I do too.
All of his cheesy 80s goodness.
Fuck yeah. Do the Mario! Swing your
Hit.
arm from side to side. Yes. We're fucking ridiculous.
Slightly.
But yeah, that was every question that we got sent in, actually. So that we've made it onto this show. But definitely,
We're still waiting on more.
yeah, we'll definitely do more of these. So we really appreciate all you guys that took the time to ask us these questions, and we really hope that we've answered them as well. I mean, we answered them as best as we can. We just hope you're satisfied with the answers.
Except for Devin. Fuck you, Devin.
You son of a bitch.
Nah, I'm kidding.
I love it. Do either of you eat booty? Like, motherfucker. I should have known.
It's an obvious answer. But,
Yeah, But yeah, again, if your question was featured on this episode, and you haven't received a sticker, or you would like to receive a sticker for offering up your question, please message us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/supermediabros, and we will get your shipping information and send you a free sticker.
Righteous.
It is fucking righteous. Since this is really not technically in canon with the rest of our episodes, you can just look in the show notes if you want to follow our social medias and all that shit. Yeah, so that was You've Got Questions, We've Got Answers. That was quite fun, and I really hope that we get another batch of questions to answer.
Because we know you have more. I feel it. I'm not kidding. You have more.
I feel it coming.
I feel it coming.
I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming. I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming, baby. It sounds like Meatwad singing it.
I feel it coming. I feel it coming, baby.
Uh-oh.
So, I guess we'll cue our music.
Might as well.
Okay, let's
I
get
thought you said kill the music. I'm like, no.
I'm gonna kill it.
Don't kill it.
I don't want to kill it. What would I do without it? It completes me.
And here we
Go. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next few episodes of the Super Media Bros podcast. I've been MdntAgntRAW.
I've been Okami.
Shades on.
We're all.